Howdy, with this video I want to go over the ePortfolio assignment, show you what I'm looking for and how to do some of these things. First I want to go over the schedule. Doing this video on Monday, March 21st. Time flies right after spring break, doesn't it? And for this week you're going to be creating your LinkedIn page or your LinkedIn account and getting ready to upload stuff into that account. But mainly this week you're going to be working on your resume, your introduction paragraph, and academic plan. And I'll go over those here in a second. You're going to submit those on Monday. I'll review them, offer suggestions, if there's any errors in there. Then once I send those back to you, you're going to post those on your LinkedIn page up there on the internet. And LinkedIn is just basically kind of a Facebook for professional people who might be looking for a job or wanting to put themselves out there and showing the world what they can do. And once we get the resume, introduction paragraph, and academic plan done and start loading stuff up into the LinkedIn page, we're going to start working on journals 7 and 8, getting ready for the career essay. Then we'll move on to the career essay, work on that, and get that in on the 26th. And that'll be about it. We'll have the final exam, which are just journals 7 and journals 9 and 10. Then I'll have that career essay graded to you and get back to you and put that into the LinkedIn page as well. So once we get this LinkedIn page, it should look pretty nice. Excuse me. I guess the first place we'll go to LinkedIn and kind of show you what some of this stuff looks like. Actually, let me go to the ePortfolio assignment first. If you go to under essay assignments, you'll see the ePortfolio assignment there. I already have it pulled up in Word, so we'll do that. But again, this ePortfolio is going to be on LinkedIn, and I'm looking for the following items from you there. I want a photo of you in a fairly professional attire and professional setting. That kind of depends on what profession you're going into. For example, if you're going to go into welding, it'd be neat to see a picture of you welding something, right? If you're going into childcare, it'd be nice to see kids around you who aren't crying or running and screaming and trying to get away from you. That children actually like you. So it kind of depends on what profession you're going into, but just something beyond. I don't want you on spring break in your bathing suit with a beer in your hand or something. That's employers aren't looking for that. You're kind of gearing this whole thing towards a potential employer. So looking for that professional image. If you're not comfortable putting your face out on the internet, a professional image showing the field you're going into would be fine. After that, I want a 150 to 200 word background summary to a potential employer. Kind of just showing you past successes, what you're doing now, and what you're trying to do in the future. Kind of like a cover letter, but maybe just a little less formal because we're going to be putting this out there on LinkedIn. I want your resume up there, your academic plan up there. I'll go over those assignments here in a second. Then any additional material, the LinkedIn's kind of fun, nice. You can start throwing different pictures up there. If you're a welder and you worked on a car or something, show the project. That'd be kind of neat to see. Show people what you can do. So LinkedIn kind of allows you to go beyond your resume and show actual images and things like that you want the world to see. Also, once we kind of get the LinkedIn page working and start uploading stuff, you're going to upload your revised graded descriptive paragraph. That's the one on the food, and your revised graded self-regulated learner essay. You've already submitted these into D2L, but you're going to go ahead and put these up on LinkedIn as well. So you can kind of see this is going to start building and building and building. It should be a pretty nice looking LinkedIn page by the time we're done with this semester. Let's look at a sample LinkedIn page. To get to LinkedIn, it's just linkedin.com. There's a link up here on the course homepage to my LinkedIn page, so you can just click on that if you want to. It's one way to get there. This is my editing page, and I'll probably do another video showing how to start adding stuff to the LinkedIn page. This week you should just be creating your resume, that introduction paragraph, and the academic plan, and getting it ready to be uploaded. But you can see here, there's my professional image. I'm an English teacher. There's me with some books behind me in my office. There's my introduction paragraph, telling people what I'm doing now and what I've done in the past. I have my resume up here. I don't have an academic plan because I'm not a student, but I do have some other stuff up here. If colleges like to see their faculty interacting with students, Here I am with the International Education Program in Washington, D.C., traveling with students. There I am with the Drama Club at the Barter Theater. If I was actually looking for a job, I'd probably take this image of my daughter of us in Miami, Florida in July, which is a great plan there. Lots of sweating in that trip. But here's me traveling with students again. Here's me taking a class to Copenhagen, Denmark, spring 2019. So kind of going a little bit beyond my resume and showing, people out there. I enjoy interacting with students and doing things with students and trying to be a good instructor. And you can just kind of see building my LinkedIn site. Everybody's going to look a little different. I've been doing teaching for about 20 years now, so I should have a few things going on here, right? I should have some honors and awards and stuff like that. If you're brand new to your profession, if you're 18 years old, just getting out of high school, working on your certificate, maybe a little shorter, but you want to kind of think in terms of, well, what's this going to look like when I graduate, when I go to look for a job? How can I build my professional presence and be an impressive job candidate? So really for this week, you will need to go to linkedin.com and start creating your account. If you already have an account, use it. Well, you don't have to create something new here. For the assignments for this week, for the resume, well, let's start with the introduction paragraph. Basically, it's just going to function as a kind of a cover letter, introduce people to you as a professional. Again, don't start telling us too much about your personal life. Pretend you're an employer and kind of tell an employer what you think they might want to hear about you so that they want to hire you for the job. And they have LinkedIn has a nice about section where you're going to be putting that. But do it in Word first and then send it to me. I'll make my commentary and then send it back with some suggestions if needed. Your resume is a different document. Well, I was already there. You don't have to start with a blank page. If you go to open and, go to new document. What happened there? New document, hit the wrong button. In Word, and you can search for online templates. Type in resumes. And you have all these different templates that you can use. And it kind of depends. So if like I said, if you're fairly new, you got to focus on your abilities. I'm hardworking. People trust me with money, or their children, or all kinds of things. To me, the ones with the pictures on there are kind of creepy, but you can do that if you want to. So we'll just click Modern Chronological Resume, and you'll just get in there and start filling in the blanks or putting your information there. You don't want to give out your address and phone number. We're going to be putting this on LinkedIn, so if Bill Gates suddenly sees your profile and must hire you immediately for $1 million a year, he'll contact you through LinkedIn, right? Or it's pretty easy to actually find people on these days. But you'll talk about your experience, fill in the blanks there, your education, skills, kind of a good basic resume there. And again, you're trying to make yourself look good for a potential employer with a resume. If you want some pointers, if you go back to the content page, under essay assignments, there's this resume guidelines from Northeast State. It's kind of a handy dandy thing to look at. It's going to take a minute to download. It's a ginormous file there, isn't it? But it gives you an example of some resumes and some guidelines to producing a good cover letter and things like that. Excuse me. Having some problems with my sinuses today with all the change in the weather. But when I talked about marketing yourself, action words, then it gives you 3 different types of resumes. There's one as JP Bear. That's our mascot, by the way, if you don't know. As a student resume, and there he's talking about what his resume is geared towards being a student here at Northeast State. There's JP Baird doing a resume showing a scholarship. I think it's him. I don't know if JP Baird is gendered or not. But showing potential scholarship applications, things like that. Then JP Baird, the graduate professional. JP's going out looking for a job, so his resume is a little bit different, and that's kind of what we're doing with this class. You may already have a resume, but you want to retool it based on the certificate you're seeking here and what you're going to try and do with that certificate. So if you got a bunch of, say, fast food experience, you'll mention that, but you kind of want to focus your resume on like, yeah, but I'm getting my certificate in underwater basket weaving, and so I can pursue my career in underwater basket weaving at the professional level, right? Also kind of talks about writing a summary about yourself and things like that. So there are some pointers there. It's kind of interesting. But also, when you start getting ready to graduate, don't forget we have a career office that helps you with all these kinds of things. So you can take your resume in and say, this look okay, and they'll work on it with you. Same thing with cover letters. They'll do cover letters to do mock interviews. We have an excellent office for that. But that's the resume. Again, don't start with a blank page. Use one of the templates. Google Docs has the same kind of thing going on. If you're in Google Docs, you just go to Template Gallery and go to Resumes, and they have a few different types of resume. We'll try Coral here. This little, I don't know if I'd say hello, but you can. And again, you're just going to fill in your information. Again, I would not give out your street and phone number. But then you just kind of talk about your skills, your experience, your education, whatever awards you received. Fill that in. So use these templates. They're very helpful, and it kind of gives you a place to start, right? And see where you can see where you're headed from there. But how it's your resume. Make it look however you want, as long as you have all the information on there. You're good to go. Last one is the academic plan. Phew. To see your academic plan, you're going to go to a whole different place. So hopefully you can go back and replay the video if you need to. But you're going to go to the Northeast State homepage. It should look like that, where you see the picture of the college. The motto, we're here to get you there, and all that good stuff. But to see your academic plan, you're going to go to the Students tab up here on the left. You're going to come down to Catalog. And then we're going to come down on the left-hand side and go to Academic Programs by Degree. And everybody in this class is looking for a certificate. So you want to find the certificate you're actually going for. So we'll try combination welding. And what this academic plan that you're going to produce is a listing of the courses you're taking semester by semester until you get your college certificate. But I want them in the order you're actually taking them in. So you see an ideal plan of right there. But you may not be following this plan. You may have started in the spring, for example, and aren't quite taking these classes all together the way they have it outlined here. The fact that you're in this class means you have an additional course you're having to take. And if you're doing the same thing with math, you got 2 additional courses beyond these, right? And you may be becoming part-time, taking 2 classes a semester. But I want you to list the courses that you're actually going to take in the order you're actually going to take them in. So if you have to go 3 or 4 semesters, show that in your academic plan. So here we're looking at a student's LinkedIn page. Again, he didn't want his face up there, so he used a professional image, which is perfectly fine. He has his introduction paragraph going there, telling us about what he's done in the past, what he wants to do in the future, what he's doing now. He has his resume there. There's a copy of his first revised graded first essay. And there's his academic plan, which is kind of... LinkedIn does weird things with formatting, so... Oh, here we go. But here he's listing all the classes he's going to take until he gets his college degree. And he's doing it in the order he's actually taking them in. So he started here in the spring 2022. I knew he was out of sequence with the perfect plan that they provide on the catalog because he's in Comp 1 in the spring, which is generally people take Comp 1 in the fall. But it's just where he started in the spring. So he's had to rearrange his academic plan but to show semester by semester what courses he's actually taking in the order he's actually taking them in. A good looking academic plan there, right? And when we get to the career essay, you're going to see that the whole idea of what we're doing is kind of outlined the plan from the beginning of your college experiences to when you get your career. It's kind of showing that we have a good plan, that you know what you need to do, and you're going to be successful. But that's kind of what we're doing this week. There we go. Again, I want you to do the resume, introduction paragraph, and academic plan first. Send those to me. I'll review them, and then we'll post them in LinkedIn after that. Now, it takes a while to create your LinkedIn page. They ask a lot of questions, a lot of annoying questions. But hopefully, again, once you start getting it going, it starts to look pretty good. You know, Lonnie has a couple more years before he's going to be looking for a job, maybe. But hopefully he's going to keep building on this and keep adding to his LinkedIn page. So when he's ready to look for a job, employers are going to be like, wow, we got to hire this guy, right? And that's the way it should work. Oops, sorry. So for this week, you want to create your LinkedIn page. Start working on that resume, introduction paragraph, academic plan. Send those to me by next Monday. Then we'll start working on journals, and then we'll start working on the essay. And I'll do another video about the essay, and I'll probably do another video showing how to start posting things on LinkedIn once you get the resume, intro paragraph, and academic plan in there. But if you have any questions, be sure to let me know, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.